The escape that should have been impossible. Imagine waking up on a tiny island, surrounded by freezing water, powerful currents, and guards carrying rifles. There are no bridges, no boats, no second chances. For nearly 30 years, everyone believed one thing: nobody could escape Alcatraz. Until one night, 3 men simply vanished. June 11th, 1962. It looked like any other evening. The guards walked the corridors. The prisoners returned to their cells. The lights went out. Everything seemed normal, but behind the walls of 3 neighboring cells, one of the boldest prison escapes in history was already underway. The men were Frank Morris and 2 brothers, John and Clarence Anglin. Unlike most prisoners, they weren't acting on impulse. They had spent months preparing for this exact moment. Every single night, while the guards slept, they slowly chipped away at the concrete around the air vents using homemade tools. Not drills, not explosives, just sharpened spoons and a homemade drill built from a stolen vacuum cleaner motor. The work was painfully slow. Sometimes they managed only a few centimeters in an entire night, but nobody noticed. There was one reason: noise. Every evening, prisoners were allowed to play music. The sound echoed through the prison. While accordions played, concrete crumbled. Little by little, the holes became large enough to crawl through. Behind the cells was a hidden maintenance corridor, a place almost nobody knew existed. That became their secret highway. But escaping the cell wasn't enough. Every morning, guards counted prisoners. If a bed looked empty, the escape would be over immediately. So the men created something extraordinary. Using soap, concrete dust, toilet paper, and real human hair collected from the prison barber, they built fake heads. They even painted eyebrows, added wrinkles, placed them carefully on the pillows. In the darkness, they looked real. Real enough to fool experienced guards. Then came the final night, June 11th. The 3 men squeezed through the holes, climbed into the maintenance area, reached the prison roof, then silently climbed down the outside of the building. They reached the shoreline. Waiting for them wasn't a stolen boat. They had built one. For months, they secretly stitched together more than 50 stolen raincoats. Those raincoats became a waterproof raft. They inflated it using a homemade bellows. Then, without anyone seeing, they pushed into San Francisco Bay, in complete darkness. Here's why almost everyone believed they were already dead. The water around Alcatraz was only about 12 degrees Celsius. The currents were incredibly strong. Many experienced swimmers had drowned trying to cross it. Officials believed the escapees had almost no chance. The FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in American history. Helicopters searched from above. Boats searched below. Nothing. No bodies. No raft. No prisoners. For 17 years, the FBI investigated every possible lead. Then, in 1979, they officially closed the case. The conclusion? The men most likely drowned. Case closed. Or was it? Because over the years, strange evidence began to appear. Family members claimed they received mysterious Christmas cards, signed by the Anglin brothers. There were reports of sightings in South America. Then, decades later, an old photograph surfaced. Some experts believed it showed John and Clarence Anglin alive in Brazil. Others said it proved nothing. To this day, nobody knows for certain. Here's something most people don't know. The US Marshal Service has never officially closed the case. Unlike the FBI, they continue to investigate credible leads whenever they appear. Which means, as far as the US government is concerned, the mystery isn't over. So, did 3 prisoners achieve the impossible and escape the world's most famous prison? Or did San Francisco Bay claim their lives that very night? More than 60 years later, nobody can answer that question with certainty. And maybe, that's exactly why the escape from Alcatraz remains the greatest prison mystery in history.